contact made. They're going to come with the big pass, George. Just in 1 second here.
Penalty against the Ottawa Rough Riders on the return. And it's first down Montreal at the 50 of Ottawa. Johnson setting up, throwing for Johnson. First down at the 35. Glassford protesting that he did not make the catch, and Johnson hands the football to the official and said, I got it.
He made the catch. That was a good catch. Johnson's back to throw. Johnson's just coming across the field versus his own defense. He leads it out and gets it down low, and Billy Johnson goes down nice and low and catches it into his chest, and he makes the big first down.
He's well under control on this one here and concentrating all the way, and goes down. No question he catches the ball. Glassford didn't like it, but he caught it.
First down from the 35.
There it is.
It deep for Scott. He can't catch up with it.
That's the one I've been talking about all afternoon. He just threw it too deep. But that'll make Brazeley a little bit aware of that outside cut now, and they'll have that short pass out there to the sidelines under control now for a while.
Scott came down the field and gave him a little move like he was going to go inside, and Brazeley took it, and then he just went by him. And Kenny Johnson would sure like to have that throw back.
Oh, would he ever?
I think he had to throw a little sooner than he really wanted to.
I'll tell you one thing. I never saw Lancaster ever miss a pass like that.
Talk to his receivers. Second and 10. Montreal at the Ottawa 35. 9:08 left in this third quarter. Johnson to the sidelines. Ian Mofford will get the first down. John Glassford and John Sutton came over to stop Mofford, who began this season with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Was claimed by Montreal late in the year.
He started in Montreal. He's a Montreal kid, and pound for pound and day in and day out, he earns his keep. He'll go after you on kickoffs and kickoff returns. He's a good blocker. He's a good special teams guy, and that was a key catch right there too.
First and 10 at the 23. Johnson tried to swing it out to Overstreet, but he was ducked. And perhaps it's a good thing he didn't throw it Overstreet, because Hardy was waiting for the interception.
Mike Raines made the penetration. I'll tell you, he's hard to throw over. And probably when he looked up and saw that big number 79 there, he thought he better hold on to the ball, and Raines had the penetration, made the sack.
You bet he's hard to throw over. I made him famous one day here, too. He came in on like that, and I tried to throw over top him. He batted it up in the air, ran over top me, caught it, and went 20 yards for a touchdown.
Oh, I never saw anything like that ever happen to you, Ron.
You didn't see me playing Lansdowne Park, right?
Raines is a big one and a good one. 6'6", 265 pounds, out of the University of Alabama. Second and 20. Johnson had that one deflected at the line of scrimmage, I believe, or it may have slipped out of his rather muddy hand.
It was deflected, Don.
Marshall, I think, may have got a hand up in front of that throw.
Well, he had Scott open. Watch Scott going downfield here. Scott made his move to the inside. He was wide open. He took a little crack right there, right in the mouth. But the ball was badly thrown. He tried to get back and slipped. He never would have slipped if the ball was thrown well, but it was deflected.
He didn't want to land in that mud either.
That's right. He's going to go and change his uniform again. Somebody's going to get Sweet now. He's too clean out there, and if nobody else gets him from the Ottawa team, one of his players is going to knock him down. They're not going to allow him to be that clean all through the ball game.
Well, Jerry DiTilio hasn't got any dirt in his uniform either. There are Alouette supporters in attendance at Lansdowne Park this afternoon. The fans are reacting, sending up a chorus of boos. Here's the kick by Sweet. It's wide. Brazeley in the end zone is going to concede the single point. 7:03 is the time left in the third quarter. It's now 16-10 in favor of the Alouettes. We'll be back right after this afternoon, and standing at the Montreal bench, it's a little muddy down there, John.
Well, I managed to keep most of my uniform clean this afternoon, Don, but no question it's muddy. As you see, only a few of the Montreal Alouettes. Ken Johnson actually hasn't been too dirtied up this afternoon, but there's quite a change in attitude in this Montreal team. as a result of their play today.
Yes, I'm inclined to agree with you, John. They were a confident group as they headed out to the ballpark from their downtown hotel earlier today. Walker on the receiving end of that throw from quarterback J.C. Watts.
Again, showing a real strong arm as he throws it out there, and Walker ducks under the tackler right here, almost makes the first down. Actually, he did make the first down. Excellent play of getting that extra yardage necessary.
Don, I think we can safely say Ottawa wants to throw out patterns on Cornelius. That seems to be where they've gone all day.
They've sure been working that area, haven't they? Calvin Kirk will be working against Cornelius here. There's the pass to Stokely as they ran a crossing pattern.
Good play right there. They anticipated blitz, and they got a blitz, and they just ran the two receivers down and crisscrossed them. Some people like to call it a pick. The ball's on the money to Stokely, and they got another first down.
I don't know whether J.C. Watts can make a living with throwing that long sideline pass or not, Ron. I think if he keeps throwing it in there, he might just get himself in trouble, but he's completed 2 for first downs back-to-back here.
You're always flirting with danger.
That's right.
A gain of 11 on that completion to Stokely. 1st and 10 from the 54 of Montreal. Inside with Platt. He has 1, maybe 2.
There's Billy Whiteshoes on the sidelines right there. He's made a great contribution to this football team. He and Scott, has been mentioned before, are 2 of the top receivers, most dangerous in the league.
Second and 9 for Ottawa. 5:37 left in the third quarter.
Good looking screen. Everybody getting picked up.
He's going to be stopped short of the first down.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Don, that was a good-looking screen with 3 blockers out in front. And I think Reed was a little bit slow in getting that thing underway because it looked to me like he should have had a lot more yardage on it than that. Watt drops deep to draw in the defense and gives the ball out. Now look at 3 blockers in front of him. This is one of those Aston and Gas. Well, I think it was Cousineau, number 45, and 3 people out there bypass Cousineau, and he ends up with the tackle. Can you believe that?
I'll tell you this, David Dumars, twice today now, has taken that big runner on Reed, and he has stopped him in his track and forced him back, and he did it again.
Oh, was that Dumars?
Well, Cousineau got him by the leg, but he's going to fall forward, and Dumars hits him, straighten him right back up. He's not big enough to take that guy on. Somebody better tell him that.
Yeah, well, somebody forgot to tell him because he's doing it.
The fans didn't react favorably when George Brancato sent in his putting unit on this third down play. It's 3rd and, well, almost 2 yards.
Ron, speaking of fans, do you know where the word fan originated?
Nope.
How about you, Don?
I haven't got a clue. Tell us, Leo. I know you're waiting to tell us. Billy Whiteshoes Johnson breaks 1 tackle. Still on his feet and out to the 23, but it may be called back. There's another flag back at the 5-yard line. Leo, I know you're anxious to tell us. Where did it originate?
No, this is a fact.
Fanatics.
I know fanatics is right. I never knew that, but it's a true origination from the word fanatics. Well, I'll watch this guy in terms of balance. It looked like number 18 there, Vetro. May have made the clip. I'm not sure though.
Oh, that face mask there too.
He got him in the helmet. That's
Watch
great
this.
running.
Watch this run though. On his feet and just keeps going. It's just unbelievable that he could stay on his feet that long. If there wasn't the sidelines there, he'd still be running.
The clipping infraction negates a determined run back by Billy Whiteshoes Johnson. The Alouettes are now back at their own 4. Sideline pattern at the 11-yard line.
I'll tell you, that's a second hit that he made this afternoon that rattled their teeth.
Johnson taken out of bounds by Sutton after a gain of about 7.
Nothing artistic about it, just a regular sideline cut. Excellent catch, concentration on the ball, but I'll tell you one thing, he's got a sore back if he gets hit that way very often.
2nd and 4. This is a first down. Ian Mofford to the 22-yard line.
That's just good read by Kenny Johnson. They've been going to the outside to Billy White Shoes Johnson, and their inside receivers running the same kind of pattern. This time, Sylvietta tries to get out there. You look right here, Johnson comes back. It looks like a replay of the other one. He looks outside. Sylvietta goes out underneath it and opens up the inside receiver. That's a good read by the quarterback.
Glassford almost got there, but wasn't there in time. That was Glassford's job to get out there and cover up for Sylvietta, who went to the outside.
They've moved from their own 4 with a first down at the 22.
Gotta let it go.
Looking for Scott. It's picked off by Hardy. Billy Hardy comes up with the interception back at his own 39.
Well, it's a streak pattern going on the sidelines. He just looks like he throws the ball as far as he can. But an outstanding job of going to the ball by Hardy. Scott very alertly grabs a hold of him and impedes his progress right here. And then Iraqi gets down there and finishes him off. But it's like Ron, like you said, those defensive backs are playing back pretty deep, and they're going to have a hard time throwing deep on them.
Pass knocked down. Junior Ayu batted the pass down. It was intended for Sam Platt. 2:47 is the time left in the third quarter. Let's pause for this message.
In 1891, the Empress of Japan, one of our first steamships at Canadian Pacific, proudly bore this figurehead. In those days, our ships were fueled by coal, but today they're diesel-powered. Of course, that means fuel economy is a vital necessity. That's why we're building ships with some rather significant fuel-saving improvements. They'll have a new hull design to allow the ship to move through the water with less resistance. They'll have larger propellers so we can use advanced fuel-efficient slow-running engines. And we're researching these techniques for adaptation to other ships of our fleet. At Canadian Pacific, we're trying to squeeze the last drop of efficiency out of our fuel oil, just like you are. And if we still had ships' figureheads today, ours might look something like this.
Today is Canadian Pacific.
We're proud of yesterday, but we're planning for tomorrow.
Next Saturday on CBC Sports Weekend, Canada Cup Volleyball from Winnipeg and the World Cup of Amateur Boxing from Montreal. Exciting sports action next Saturday at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. Sports Weekend with host Ernie Afaganis. Second down, Ottawa. The pass over the middle, incomplete, intended for Stoka. Greg Butler was all over him. Stoka protesting and getting some support from the fans that he was interfered with, but no flag on the play.
I think Greg Butler got his hand on the ball first from up here.
Well, there's the pass right there. It's pretty difficult to see on there. If he got his hand on the ball first, you might be right, but boy, it looked like he made a little contact there too. You get another look at it right here. I'll tell you, that's a tough looking play. I'd hate to have to call that one.
I was right. The referee didn't call interference.
There's several thousand people up here in the stands that wouldn't agree with you, though.
Johnson and Butler are back for the third down kick by Jerry Organ.
Almost hit that seam. Ward made the tackle, but he almost hit that seam, and if he got up inside there, they almost overrun the coverage that time.
Well, Johnson is not white shoes this afternoon, I can assure you of that. That is not Billy Johnson. That's Glenn Weir at the bench.
John, it's rather interesting. Johnson down here this afternoon has got one of the equipment men taking pretty good care of him, cleaning off his sweater and cleaning off his shoes, just so you guys will be able to see his number.
Seeing some of those numbers is getting rather difficult at this point in the ball game, particularly as they slog away in the middle of the field. Mark LaSalle the 45. A gain of about 3. Billy Hardy was the man who put the grab on Mark LaSalle.
I tell you, Hardy is playing some pretty good football, Ron. His coverage out here is good, right? I tell you, he's made some big plays out here, made some fine open field tackles, and his coverage has been good.
I've got Kevin Starkey warming up, Leo. As a coach, what do you think? You make the change?
Well, I don't know. Under these circumstances, the field as wet as it is, Starkey's got to throw the ball from a drop back, and I don't know that he's got the footing in there or not in the middle of the field. Not like if they're going to win, they got to get Watts on the outside.
Johnson throwing it up, incomplete. Overstreet tried to make the catch as he was falling backwards. Hardy came up and tried for the interception and claimed he did get the ball, but he did not.
Well, Johnson rolls out here, and he just gets the ball just over the head here of Mitchell and lays it in there. But you see Overstreet there loses his balance, or I think he could have made the catch. It was a good job there of guiding that ball in there under very adverse, difficult situation by Johnson.
He had good coverage. All 3 of his receivers on that side of the field was open. That's why Kenny had to roll so far to the sideline. He didn't have anywhere to throw the ball. And finally, Overstreet just turned up to give him help with it. Just threw it a little too far. Fans naturally thought there was an interception, but it hit the ground.
47 seconds the time left in this third quarter. It's 16-10. Montreal in front of the Ottawa Rough Riders.
See whether they're going to come on this or not. They're going to set up a return over to the right.
Taken on the run by Kirk. And Kirk is brought down at the 40-yard line. They had no opportunity to set things up. Good coverage by the Montreal Alouettes with 26 seconds left in the third quarter.
There's very, very little wind factor out here this afternoon, with the exception of the bad condition in the middle of the field. It's been an excellent day to play football, Ron.
I'll tell you what, you can play in a lot worse weather than this is today. This is an ideal day to play football. It's just too bad the field's in the condition, but everything else is just perfect.
It sure is, and you know, if they can get on the sidelines, that's not even bad, but right there in the middle of the field, it's about as bad as you want to get.
This is the same position that Ottawa took over on their last offensive series. Same type of attack. The pass to Stokwa, very close to a first down.
Look at this on the sidelines.
Running through a car wash.
Guess who it is?
That's 41. That's Keeble.
I think it's Keeble, you're right.
But you know, you
can tell by the helmet number, but nowhere else.
You say an offensive lineman shouldn't have all that mud on his back and have a clean front. That's not a good sign, you know.
Always remember this. If the offensive linemen have it on their back, just so the quarterback doesn't have it on his back.
Second and inches for Ottawa, and J.C. Watts gets those inches. And that should be the final play of the third quarter. We'll be back with the final 15 minutes of this Eastern semifinal after. It's close on the scoreboard. It's also close statistically. The Ottawa Rough Riders trying to erase that 6-point deficit. They are first down to start the fourth quarter. Sideline pattern intended for Gabriel, incomplete. He was being covered by Dumars.
One more like that, and you'll see Starkey warming up again over there.
Dangerous throw right there. He threw into the zone coverage. He had a man in front of Gabriel and a man behind him, and he's very fortunate
say that
right
again.
there.
You betcha.
Right. That's not bad, Darrell. Okay.
There's Starkey, number 2, over the sidelines with the cape on. Sideline cape, throwing the ball a little bit. The windbreaker.
Second and 10. Watts throwing deep. He's got Avery open. He's got it. What a throw by J.C. Watts on the run. And guess who they worked on? Number 6, Charles Cornelius.
He's just running for his life back here. Starts to the outside. He's got a personal interference in front of him in case he can run right there. Nice block made there. I couldn't tell whether it was 65 or 55. Ball is thrown perfectly over the shoulder, and Avery makes a great catch. I'm not too sure that Avery couldn't have stayed in bounds after he caught that ball low.
that's a great throw right there. He was off balance when he let it go, and he threw it a long way, right on the money.
A gain of 45 on that pass to Avery. His second catch of the day. New life at Lansdowne Park. The pass intended for Gabriel. Again, Dumars was covering. There was a penalty flag in the Montreal end zone.
That might have been a pick.
Interference is called against Montreal.
Good call. Number 6.
Well, Ken Johnson pacing back and forth.
Pass interference. Montreal number 6. First down.
Charles Cornelius charged with interference.
He wouldn't let the receiver inside. He just had a hold of him and kept shoving him. He wasn't going to let him in there. At least 10, 15 yards downfield when he did that.
It's first and goal from the 6. Watts is going to run it. Oh, he fumbled the football, but it went out of bounds.
A real good hit over there by Dumars. And Gary strung it out and threw his body at him. It looks like a couple guys are down hurt there a little bit on the sidelines.
Watts took quite a hit. And Gary was also shaken up in the play.
This is a preordained run. He doesn't look like he has any intention of throwing. He's got a good block out there by Belcher. There he is, really upended there by Dumars.
Dumars has done some hitting in this game this afternoon. It's second and goal from the 2. The pitch to Sam Platt, trying to get outside. He loses a yard.
Another fantastic play by Dumars in support.
The guy that made that play is Cousineau. Came around from his middle linebacker position. It looked from up here like he was going to walk into the end zone. Cousineau got his hand on him, and he just decked him, Dumars.
Well, you watch Cousineau come from the middle linebacker spot, as Ron just said here. Gets contact there, and then when he made contact, Dumars put the shoulder to him.
Well, Jim Eddy has to breathe a sigh of relief at that Montreal bench with his defensive unit coming up with that goal line stand. And now a field goal attempt by the Ottawa Rough Riders' Jerry Organ. I think they'd be quite happy to relinquish 3 here. It looked as though Ottawa was going in for 6. 12:48 is the time left in the game.
Avery holding the ball. He must be a little bit apprehensive about the way Oregon's been kicking, but it was right through there.
Now it's just a 3-point spread. .39 the time left in this football game. The winner will move on to the Eastern Final against Hamilton. Montreal will scrimmage 1st and 10 from the 35 when we return. Well, next Sunday on CBC television, we'll present the CFL Western Division Final. All the action and excitement of CFL playoff action from Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton as the Eskimos entertain either the Winnipeg Blue Bombers or the British Columbia Lions. That's next Sunday on the CBC television network, the Western Final at 4 o'clock Eastern Time from Edmonton's Commonwealth Stadium.
It's the first time around I've seen him in this formation this afternoon. Almost picked it off.
Graisley almost picked that one off. That was 6 if he stepped in front of that one.
They're in an ace backfield here with 2 receivers on each side. He just steps out, fakes the quick hitch, and then comes back and looks like he's going to go deep and then comes back again, and the ball's thrown out there, and Graisley is in position where he almost intercepted that ball. Right now, Montreal has got to play for field position if they expect to win this ball game. Move the ball to the middle of the field, kick with them, and get them down in there and hold them. As far as Ottawa is concerned, they've got to hold them down here and get their own field position.
2nd and 10 Montreal. Overstreet up the middle for a gain of about 3, but the Owls will kick it away. Greg Marshall made the tackle. Well, we're looking forward to next Sunday's CFL Western Final. Ron Lancaster, Leo Cahill, John Wells, and I will be there. You'll see that game on CBC television, and then 2 weeks from today, from Olympic Stadium in Montreal, all the excitement.